Okay, so good morning, everybody. Well, today I'm going to share a story of a very important personality in Indian history, from whom we can learn how dedication and discipleship and discipleship can actually make the person the best in whatever field they select to go for. So here's the story of a person who was known for a self-driven approach and a very self-disciplined approach in his life. So often in our own life, we are looking for guidance and motivation to learn, and we do not get the required light when we want that, and often we lose motivation to continue in our endeavor. So Eklavya is a character from the epic the Mahabharata, and he was a young prince of Nishada, a confederation of jungle tribes in ancient India. So, Eklavya is called as one of the foremost of the kings in the Rajasuya Yagya, where he honors Yudhishthira by offering shoes with respect. Though he didn't have his right thumb, he was noted as a very powerful archer and warrior of his time. So, in Mahabharata, the story goes like that. Eklavya was the son of Hirandhanus, the chief of the tribe of forest-dwelling hunters known as the Bheels. He served under King Jarasandha's army as a general. Eklavya was hurt when he was rejected by Guru Dronacharya because of his lower caste. His father Hiranyadhanu was the commander of the most powerful king of that time, Jarasandha. Eklavya still didn't give up on his resolute will to master archery. He once stayed hidden in the forest while Guru Dronacharya was teaching the Kauravas and the Pandava brothers after they left for the ashram. Eklavya collected the mud on which his guru walked as a symbolic gesture of reverence for his guru's knowledge and footsteps. Later, he went into the forest and fashioned a statue of Dronacharya under a very big, old, well grown tree. He began a disciplined program of self study for many years. Accepting the statue of his guru, he practiced before it every single day. And one day, when Guru Dronacharya and his students were going out in the forest, Arjuna saw a dog that was unable to bark due to an amazing construction of arrows in and all around his mouth. The construction was so amazing, it was so harmless to the dog, but prevented the dog from barking. Dronacharya was amazed at this construction, and it was also distressed at the same time. As he had promised Arjuna that he would make him the greatest archer in the world, wondering who this fine archer could be, Dronacharya and his students investigated and came upon Eklavya. Upon seeing Dronacharya, Eklavya came and bowed to him. Guru Dronacharya asked Eklavya from where he had learned the skill that had made him the master in this particular field. Eklavya replied, "Under you, Guruji," and showed Guru Dronacharya his statue while explaining what he had done. Dronacharya then reminded Eklavya that to be truly his disciple, you have to pay me Guru Dakshina. To this, readily Eklavya offered to do anything for the Guru, and he knew that Eklavya in the future will work for Magadha, which is the enemy of Hastinapur. So, what he did, Guru Dronacharya asked Eklavya to cut off his right thumb as Guru Dakshina, and without blinking, happily, smilingly, Eklavya cut off his thumb and presented it as a Guru Dakshina to Dronacharya. Well, this discipleship that Eklavya represents is the best for a student and enables one to be the creator of one's own destiny. Eklavya's exemplary discipleship and discipleship is the life lesson in this age. The pandemic has put the spotlight on disciplined self-learning that Eklavya practiced and eventually became the master in this field. That is the best archer before actually giving his thumb as Guru Dakshina to the Guru Dronacharya. So Eklavya is known for his dedicated self-learning approach and his discipleship and discipleship, even in the absence of any direction that is Guru. So often in our life as well, we are often looking for direction for good teachers and right Guru who can actually tell us and show us the right path in our life. And a lot of times we don't find any. So what do we do? Do we stop working? Should we? Shall we just stop going forward in our approach with respect to learning? So what we do? The best approach should be the one that was followed by Eklavya. So during pandemic as well, I'm very sure that many didn't have the privilege to continue their education. due to various reasons. So let's learn from the dedication of Eklavya and follow his discipleship and discipleship and continue our learning even in the wake of many barriers like the virus, the absence of any direction, just like Eklavya did. So keep learning and continue moving forward. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with the next story very soon. Till then, take care and stay safe.